Colorado High School Activities Association basketball is on B106 and B106.com tonight. In front of a raucous crowd and a raucous band, it's the second round of the Class 4A Girls State Basketball Tournament as the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Widefield Gladiators. I'm John Beltran. It'll get quieter once this game does get underway tonight, as the Mustangs are riding a 12-game winning streak and coming off a 43-35 opening round victory. And that came on Tuesday night at home when they defeated the Longmont Trojans. They, of course, are led by Haley Lewis, averaging nearly 20 points a game. And as for this Widefield team, they got to buy the 15 seed. And they are 18-5 on the season for head coach Jim Mason. And they are led by Aaliyah Ricketts, who's a 5'7" junior averaging 15.5 points a game. And Cherise Fairley is a 6-foot senior guard, and she is averaging 12.7 points a game. So the Mustangs will have their work cut out for them after this long trip here to Colorado Springs to take on the Widefield Gladiators. The Mustangs are coached by Andy Schoen, and they are dressed in their road blacks. And they got to get off to a fast start on the road. I know that sounds cliche-ish, but you get off to this fast start on the road, that'll make a difference for the Mustangs tonight here against a Widefield team that didn't have to travel, slept in their own beds, as did the Lady Mustangs, but it's a long day with 3 hours of travel one way and then 3 hours back, and they know that. So they essentially have got to forget about all that and remember that they're the hottest team right now, one of the hottest teams in the state of Colorado, having won 12 consecutive games and an 18-6 record. So momentarily we'll get underway. You can follow us on Twitter at B106 as well as the B106 Facebook page. Yeah, combined 36-11 for these two teams. And on the line is a trip to the Sweet 16 for the winner of this particular game. And the Mustangs brought a very nice contingent considering how far they had to travel to get here. Some pregame ceremonies before we start this one and get to the national anthem. Keep in mind the boys are in action tomorrow night, and they'll play in the second round of the 4A state tournament. Brian Nickel and Corey Riddle will have that game on B106 and B106.com on the road against Falcon. And hopefully the Mustangs will have as much success in basketball as they did early on in the football season when they defeated Falcon. Coach Jim Mason, the head coach of the Gladiators, being acknowledged for all his, not only his hard work, but his accomplishments. A long-established head coach here at Widefield High School. And the contrary in terms of experience of the very young head coach Andy Schoen, who's done some wonderful things here with 34 wins over the last two seasons here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. The second round of the 4A Girls State Basketball Tournament and the second round of the 5A Tournament are taking place tonight throughout various locations as we're down to the 32 teams. We began with 48, 16 received byes, which meant that 32 did play on Tuesday night. And then, of course, the 4A and 5A second round games, as we mentioned, are taking place tomorrow night. While we have some time, Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center is your headquarters for all your home farm and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed, with 3 locations to serve you in Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan. That is Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center. And let's send it down to the public address.
Cheer, encourage, and be enthusiastic. Please refrain from negative gestures, booing, taunting, obscene language, and yelling at officials and coaches. Such actions could warrant removal from the gym. Please support your team by cheering for them and not against the opposing team. Chassamine laws prohibit the use of artificial noisemakers at all athletic events. Please help us honor these athletes you're here to support by honoring sportsmanship and fair play. And now, to honor our country, please rise to a presentation proposed by the Widefield NJROTC Cadet Cadet Petty Officer First Class White, Cadet Stephen Francis Hernandez. The playing of the national anthem by the Widefield High School Pep Band, and please remain standing until the colors are retired.
As the colors are being presented, the honor guard here for the playing of tonight's national anthem from Widefield High School. An honor guard of 4. We have 2 men and 2 young women with tonight's honor guard here from Widefield High School with a presentation of America's colors. The color guard now leaving the arena, or leaving the floor here after the national anthem has concluded. Beautiful presentation of the national anthem tonight from Widefield High School. All right, so momentarily we will get to the starting lineups here momentarily for tonight's game. We know the Mustangs have stuck with the same 5 throughout the course of the season, and with a very experienced squad. One of the reasons they've been so successful here in 2018 with their 18-6 record. At one point they were 6-6. They had a Saturday loss to Roosevelt, and they've been able to really put it together with 12 consecutive victories. As since we're in the state tournament, entire rosters are being introduced. First the benches on both sides, and then of course followed by the starters. By the way, the Mustangs starting lineup tonight will consist of one of the leading scorers in the state, of course, in Haley Lewis, averaging 19.9 points a game. Now, she had 8 in the opening quarter against Longmont the other night in that 43-35 victory, and it wasn't on her A game the rest of the way offensively, but apparently she's had ankle issues. She was in a boot. She's really played through some pain and basically led this team like the champion that she's been throughout the course of her storied career. Now for the Mustangs, with their starting lineup, they go with Allie Christensen, along with Hallie Shaver, Kelsey Shaver, Maddie Griffith, and Haley Lewis. Aaliyah Ricketts and Sharice Fairley. Let's see when they break the huddle here for Widefield. I would think it's Shanesti Johnson. Erica Warner also in that starting lineup. Warner, Fairley, Ricketts, Johnson, and King. It will be Shanesti Johnson. Man, they are ready. This is definitely a playoff environment here in Colorado Springs. Lewis against Johnson. And the tip is controlled by Widefield. On the outside left is Fairley. With the basketball now is Aaliyah Ricketts, the leading scorer on this team, at 15.5 points a game. Back of the left side, Fairley all the way off the give and go. Scores off the pass from Johnson. That's the first points of the game. Widefield leads 2-0. Here comes Shaver the other way. Hallie to Maddie. Still to Hallie in the backcourt. And then she thought there was a teammate there. She lost the basketball and then threw it away. Intended for Christensen. Mustangs looked a little rattled here, even in the first 24 seconds of the game. And coming the other way is Aaliyah Ricketts for Widefield. Across the timeline is Ricketts. Left side for Johnson on the outside left. 2-0 Widefield. And going for the steal was Lewis. She missed it. That's a 5-on-4 situation. Jump pass down low for King. And it's an errant pass out of bounds. And the Mustangs have forced a turnover here in the opening quarter. Here comes Fort Morgan the other way. Griffith in the backcourt to Hallie Shaver. Christensen still in the backcourt. Baseball pass is knocked out of bounds by Johnson. They're spreading the floor, but they've got to cross the timeline first before they set up their half-court offense. And to throw it in just beyond midcourt, Griffith in the backcourt to Shaver. Still to Christensen. Baseball pass is intercepted. Fort Morgan does not look good here. Warner takes it away. On the outside left is Fairley with the basketball. Swings it right side. Over to Ricketts. Lob down low for King. Banks and scores. Mackenzie King was wide open. And Andy's shown a quick timeout. I mean, they have come out completely out of their game. They haven't even crossed midcourt with a basketball. Twice Allie Christensen has caught the ball just behind the midcourt line. And then a couple of passes have been thrown away. That timeout brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you to the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. All right, so the Mustangs out of the timeout. And to throw it in will be Allie Christensen. Christensen over to Shaver. That's Christensen, I should say. Still in the backcourt. Now front court pass to Lewis at the top. Lewis looked like she was fouled. No whistle. Shaver in the left corner to Griffith. Dribbles out of traffic. Bounce pass to Shaver. Directing traffic. Swings it left side to Griffith. Inside she forced a pass. And it was intercepted the other way. Here comes Ricketts. Lob down low, poked away. And it's intercepted by Hallie Shaver. So the Mustangs force a turnover there. But they've committed 3 turnovers with no points. And Widefield has 4 points and 2 turnovers. Ball poked out of bounds by Shanesti Johnson. Right now, this defense looks a little bit too fast for Fort Morgan. They've got to slow the game down. Into Lewis. Lewis dribbles left baseline all the way. She's fouled as she misses. Along the left baseline, Haley Lewis took it right to the rack. And she will shoot 2 as the foul was committed by Mackenzie King. And the Mustangs got to nail their free throws like they did the other night. And the free throw is up and in by Haley Lewis. Widefield with a 4-1 lead. 6:20 to go in the opening quarter. Fort Morgan already took a timeout just over a minute into the game. Second free throw, that's in. Widefield 4, Fort Morgan 2. The Mustangs applying a light press in the backcourt with a basketball. Shanesti Johnson still in the backcourt to Ricketts. Ricketts dribbles by 2, poked away by Griffith. Ball is loose, and it's still loose, and it's picked up over there by Shanesti Johnson. Lobs it near the top for Fairley, dribbling all the way to the rack. She banks and scores. Cherise Fairley had a lane to the right of the basket, and Widefield now leads 6-2, 55-53, I should say, to go here in the opening quarter. At the top of the basketball, Shaver swings it. Right corner, Christensen's shot is off the front of the rim, missed it from 15, and the ball is loose near midcourt, still loose, and it's going to be picked up in the backcourt there by Kelsey Shaver. Nice job of her chasing down the ball. And then the pass left side is knocked out of bounds by Johnson, intended for Griffith. And retaining possession is Fort Morgan, down 6-2. 5:36 to go in the opening quarter. Bounce pass looked like it was kicked. No whistle, taken away, and that's a traveling violation, as Ricketts needed to take one dribble after the steal by Johnston. And it didn't happen, so it will be Fort Morgan basketball. But this game is very sloppy so far, with 7 turnovers combined and 8 points. Christensen, backcourt pass to Hallie Shaver. Front court to Christensen, high right. At the top for Lewis. Lewis lost control of the basketball, and it's picked up over there by Erica Warner. 5 turnovers for Fort Morgan. Right now they're beating themselves, trailing 6-2 with 5:09 to go first quarter. On the outside right with the basketball is Fairley. Fairley cross court over to Ricketts. Ricketts crossover dribble at the free throw line. In the lane, right baseline. Johnson, 12-footer, is around and no good. Rebound King, and she banks it in. Mackenzie King was not guarded, and she had a free path to the basketball. 8-2, 4:49 to go first quarter. Widefield in the lead on their home court. Into the front court is Hallie Shaver. Left side to Maddie Griffith. Back out to Shaver. Guarded by Ricketts over there. Left corner, Griffith, wide open three is off the front of the rim, and grabbing the rebound is Sharice Fairley. On the outlet to Ricketts. On the outside left-handed dribble. Dribbles towards the top of the three-point circle, guarded by Shaver with 4:24 to go. First quarter, Widefield 8, Fort Morgan 2. At the top of the three-point circle, Johnston, left baseline. There's a travel by Aaliyah Ricketts. And again, even though Widefield's in the lead by 6 here, they're not on their A game offensively either, with the 4 turnovers as opposed to Fort Morgan's 5. No pressure being applied in the backcourt. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. You can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks, and your hunting and fishing license at Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. Lewis backs it out near the timeline to Hallie Shaver. Swings it right side. Back into the game now is Autumn Wheatley, and the ball is poked away. Wheatley picks it up. Now down low for Shaver. Pulls up and scores. That is Kelsey Shaver on a little 5-footer as she came up with the deflection. Mustangs down by 4. 8-4. 3:52 to go in the opening quarter. Backcourt pass to Johnson. Mustangs playing some pretty decent defense, and Autumn Wheatley commits the foul in the backcourt. That is the first foul on Fort Morgan. Widefield has also committed a foul. And Widefield has called a timeout. Again, neither team is in an offensive rhythm. 9 turnovers combined with 12 points. Widefield calls a timeout with an 8-4 lead. Keep in mind that Western Engineering Consultants provide civil engineering services for aviation, municipal, commercial, and residential clients in Colorado. Western Engineering Consultants. The Mustangs lead, trail I should say. Had some wishful thinking there. 8-4. Fort Morgan has made 1 substitution. Widefield has not made a substitution as of yet. To throw it in will be Aaliyah Ricketts in the left corner. Here's the shot. The 3 is off the back of the rim. It's missed by Fairley, but the shot is up and in by Warner. She grabbed the rebound on the strong side and scored. Widefield now leads 10-4 in the second round game of the 4A state tournament. Into the front court in the outside right, Wheatley. Overhead pass intended for Kelsey Shaver, out of bounds. Mustangs have got to be patient here. They're trying to force some passes when they're not there, and I would suggest some bounce passes. Everything seems to be an overhead pass, and these are very long defenders for Widefield. They're in a man-to-man right now. On the outside right is Warner. Now here's Aaliyah Ricketts. Ricketts dribbling against Shaver. Down low, here's Johnson, and we've got a 3-second violation on Mackenzie King of Widefield. Fort Morgan basketball down by 6, 3:18 to go first quarter, and Lauren Keller was a spark plug the other night, and she's into the game for the Mustangs. In the backcourt, here is Kelsey Shaver. Back to Keller, dribbles it across the timeline, near the top to Hallie, and then she throws it away. Intercepted over there by Fairley. Another Mustang turnover on the outside left, near the corner for Ricketts with the basketball. Backs up for a long 3, and that's going to be off the back of the rim. And the ball is loose, and Keller cannot save it in. And right now, Fort Morgan's being out-rebounded 3-1. They're not coming up with those 50-50 balls right now. If they can just stay close, they've got a good shot in this game, but they got to stay close. They cannot get blown out in the first. Ricketts throws it down low for Warner. She banks and misses, and the ball is volleyballed around into the hands of Autumn Wheatley. Dribbling out of traffic is Hallie Shaver, spinning into the front court. Bounce pass is poked away, and it's intercepted, knocked away by Warner along the high left side, intended for Keller. The other way, long 3, Fairley, good. Sharice Fairley scores, and Widefield is now in a 5-0 run. They lead 13-4, 2.5 to go here in the opening quarter. At the top, Lewis, she throws it away, intended for Kelsey Shaver in the right corner. Then that baseball pass is intercepted by Fort Morgan. The other way, here's Hallie Shaver, free throw line, lobs it down low, Lewis, she banks and scores. Haley Lewis off the glass. She's got 4. The Mustangs are down by 7, 13-6. Widefield leads with 2:07 to go in the opening quarter. Aaliyah Ricketts with the basketball on the outside left for Johnson. Johnson looking down low. Swings it back out to Warner. Now to Ricketts on a high right. Lobs it down low for King. Dribbles, turns, shoots, and misses off the rim. And the ball is out of bounds. It's off of Kelsey Shaver. She could not control the ball. But again, the story for Fort Morgan, these turnovers, they have 9. The other night, they really controlled the basketball well until the 4th. Ricketts to throw it in, looking down low. Ricketts still looking, lobs it towards the backcourt, but it's picked up by Warner. Swings it left side for Cherise Fairley. She's got 5 points. Lobs it right corner. Ricketts, wide open 3. Yes. You can't leave her open. The 2 leading scorers for Widefield have 5 points apiece. Widefield leads by 10, 16-6. Bounce pass. Here's Shaver on the outside left to Keller. Keller dribbles to her right. Then her pass is knocked away by Johnson. Johnson is fouled on the floor. She's fouled by Hallie Shaver. Boy, I hate to say it, Fort Morgan does not look like they're ready for this moment. They are throwing passes that I haven't seen them throw all season. At least not since towards the beginning when they lost some games. 10 turnovers in 6.5 minutes. Entry pass inside, knocked away by Lewis out of bounds. And underneath the Fort Morgan basket, Ricketts to throw it in again for Widefield. Leading 16-6, 1:26 to go in the opening quarter. Ricketts to the right of the basket. Ricketts looking, still looking, still looking. Lobs it towards the top. Into the game now is Faith Bauer. On the outside left, here is Cherise Fairley. Left corner for Ricketts. Lobs it at the top for Fairley. Takes a dribble now. Ricketts, left wing, wide open 3. Good. Again. Ricketts has 8. And the Widefield lead is a baker's dozen, 19-6. Bounce pass to Shaver at the free throw line. Hallie shoots and misses off to the left, but she was fouled. Foul from 15 feet away. And Hallie Shaver to the stripe. That was a nice aggressive move by Shaver. And the Mustangs need more of those. And the foul was committed by Aaliyah Ricketts, her first, only the team's second. Doesn't matter at this point because it's a shooting foul anyway. And to the line will be Hallie Shaver to shoot a deuce. The Mustangs are 2 out of 2 for the stripe. And the left-handed free throws around and off to the left. Again, Widefield has committed their share of turnovers, but they do have 19 points. Second free throw coming up. And now we got a whistle. Yeah, for the one shot. I'm not sure why the whistle was blown. The 5'10 senior guard, Hallie Shaver, spins, shoots, and left it short. And the rebound is controlled by Faith Bauer. Here comes Ricketts the other way. Long pass is off the hands of Fairley, but then she picks it up, and then towards the top to Ricketts. Ricketts dribbling into the lane. Little 8-foot pull-up is around and no good. Rebound to Warner. She banks and she's fouled as she misses. Warner to the line. And the Mustang foul was committed by Kelsey Shaver. And to the line will be Erica Warner. Widefield up 19-6 with 50 seconds to go. Here in the opening quarter, the free throw is good. This is why I mentioned a key to the game. Got to get off to a fast start, and the Mustangs are now in a huge hole. Second free throw is good. Widefield 21, Fort Morgan 6. 45 seconds to go opening quarter. At the top, Shaver on the outside left is Autumn Wheatley. Back to Hallie Shaver in the lane. Throws up a runner from 10. Misses, but she chases down the rebound. Shaver then resets, puts it up left baseline. Good. Well, that's a nice job there by Hallie Shaver. Her first points of the game. Widefield 21, Fort Morgan 8. 25 seconds to go here in the opening quarter from Widefield. At the top, Fairley with the basketball, hands it off to Ricketts, lobs it on the left baseline. Here is Ferreira. She puts it up and in on the runner. Kulani Ferreira scores, and the Mustangs commit the foul on that little floater. And it's 23-8, and the foul was committed by Wheatley. That's her second. And right now, everything that Widefield is throwing up is going in. They're having a huge offensive first quarter. And the free throw is good. We can see why this team is 18-5. They're up by 16. Across midcourt, Christensen at the top for Kelsey Shaver. Now to Hallie, 8 seconds to go. Lobs at left corner, intercepted. Long baseball pass to Ricketts with 2, with 1. She's got to take a shot, and she does at the buzzer, and the 3 is left short. But that's the end of the opening quarter. With the score, Widefield 24, Fort Morgan 8. It's a 1-minute break. Back in 1 minute on B106 and B106.com. Sean is very unhappy. They're down by 21. Timeout, Fort Morgan. And it's brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East will fit you into the car, truck of your choice. Ehrlich Toyota East. Now the question is, where are the Mustangs right now on the defensive side? They're down by a score of 30-9 here in the second quarter. Let's see what happens with the lineup if anything gets switched around here. Well, we know that for Widefield, it'll be Ricketts, Johnson, King, Fairley, and Makita Cato making their first appearance. So all 9 players have been in the game for Widefield. The Mustangs have Haley Lewis, Allie Christensen, Maddie Griffith, Lauren Keller, and into the game is Whitney Frasco. Into the front court, outside left Keller. Top of the three-point circle, Frasco. She threw it into the Widefield bench. 13 turnovers for Fort Morgan. And they're down by 21. Across the timeline with a basketball is Fairley. Swings it left side for Johnson. Cross court in the lane for Cato. Banks misses, and she's fouled. Well, you know, Fort Morgan has made huge strides this season, just winning that first playoff game as Frasco committed the foul. And right now it's a tough night as the free throw is well off to the left. Missed by Cato. Second free throw upcoming. And that one is up, and that one is good. Widefield 31, Fort Morgan 9, with 5:12 to go before halftime. Across the timeline, high left is Christensen. Baseball pass knocked away by Ricketts. Intercepted Johnson. Fairly left-handed layup. She scores, and she's fouled by Griffith. Wow. Wow, this is getting tough. Maddie commits her second foul. Fort Morgan now with 14 turnovers in the game. And back into the game is Autumn Wheatley, and it's a 33-9 Widefield lead. And the free throw is in and out. Haley Lewis has the rebound for Fort Morgan. Let's see what the Mustangs can do from here on out. It's going to be tough to come back in this one. Down 24 on the road in the second round. Christensen jump pass to Wheatley. Wheatley dribbling to her right. Bounce pass in the backcourt to Keller. It was in the backcourt, and Keller took a step in the backcourt, and Fort Morgan commits their 15th turnover. The ratio is not friendly. 15 turnovers and 9 points. And maybe this team from Widefield will slow it down, up by 24. At the top, King with a basketball. Right corner for Ricketts, not taking that three. Entry pass for Johnson, and she goes up, and she travels. Nice defense by Christensen. That'll be the 7th turnover committed here by Widefield. Widefield backs off of the pressure, up by 24. Keller looking, swings it left side, still in the backcourt to Christensen. Remains in the backcourt to Keller, now crosses the timeline to Autumn Wheatley. Wheatley looking, still looking. Bounce pass over to Frasco. Straight away to Keller in the left corner. Here is Christensen dribbling to her right. At the top for Keller. Getting ready to check in is Hallie Shaver. At the free throw line is Frasco. Right corner for Wheatley. Dribbles to her left. Doesn't want to take that shot. Lobs it to Keller. Left wing three is off the back of the rim. Missed by Keller. And Mackenzie King has the rebound. Long baseball pass, and Ricketts puts it up and in. The Mustangs are getting beat badly on defense. Ricketts now with 10 in the game. She's outscored Fort Morgan by herself, 35-9. 3:47 to go, second quarter. With the basketballs, Lauren Keller just beyond midcourt. In the right corner, Wheatley takes a dribble, double team, has to get rid of it. Does bounce pass inside. Frasco misses the little 5-footer. Into Lewis. Lewis is fouled by King. And Lewis to the line as Mackenzie King commits her third foul. Well, the Widefield fans thought it was all ball, but that was not all ball. And they're up by 26, so I don't think they're getting the short end of the stick. And the Lewis free throw is up, and that's good. Mustangs are in double digits, 35-10. Second free throw is upcoming for Haley Lewis. The senior playing perhaps her final game unless the Mustangs can rally. Shoots and scores. Lewis now has 6 points in the game, 4 out of 4 from the line. 35-11 Widefield, 3:27 to go second quarter. Ricketts steps in, back out, Fairley, right corner, three, she did it again! Wow. Fairley's got 12 points. They are nailing threes, layups, they've got everything going. 38-11. Autumn Wheatley just beyond midcourt, guarded by Fairley. Looking, lobs it to the top for Hallie Shaver. On the left baseline for Keller. Swings it down low, Lewis. She banks and scores. Right off the glass, a great pass by Keller. Haley Lewis puts it in, she's got 8. But the Mustangs have a huge hole. Under 3 minutes to go, second quarter. And it's 38-13 in favor of Widefield. Johnson into the lane all the way, and she's fouled. That'll be the 19th foul. I'm not sure if she was going up with a ball or with a shot. I think Keller got her across the wrist. Yep, it'll be 2 free throws there for Shanesti Johnson. Keller commits her first foul. Johnson has 4 points all in this quarter, and the free throw's good. Maddie Griffith will check in, and she is in for, looks like one of the Shavers. That free throw's up and around and no good, in and out. And the ball is rebounded by Maddie Griffith. On the outlet to Hallie Shaver. But Kelsey was taken out. On the outside right, Griffith. Bounce pass right corner for Wheatley. Wheatley steps in, back out to Griffith. Straight away to Shaver. Dribbles. 12-foot pull-up is off to the left. And Lewis tries to save it and cannot. It'll be Widefield basketball. Widefield 39, Fort Morgan 13. 2.5 to go. Second quarter in the second round. State tournament game from Colorado Springs. And the other way, here comes Aaliyah Ricketts, the leading scorer on this team, who has 10 points tonight. On the outside right for Fairley, here's Johnson. Johnson back out to Fairley, dribbles, left baseline, double team, 8-foot pull-up is off the back of the rim, and the ball is out of bounds. It is off of Mackenzie King of Widefield, and the Mustangs have the basketball. And at least Widefield is not pressuring at all. I mean, they're really not. They're almost allowing Fort Morgan to get across midcourt. There's one defender in the backcourt. Maddie Griffith crosses midcourt, but she's double teamed. Jump pass to Shaver. Left side Keller. Wide open three is off the back of the rim. Rebound Lewis. She banks and scores. Haley Lewis loves to go glass. She's got 6 in the quarter, 10 in the game, and a timeout. I don't think Coach Steve Mason likes that. Not very happy for Widefield. Check that, Jim Mason. The Mustangs are down by 24, 39-15. 1:57 to go before halftime. Yeah, very enthusiastic band here for Widefield, and we're not even that close to them. Jim Mason for Widefield has played all 9 of his players. The Mustangs with Hallie Shaver, Maddie Griffith, Haley Lewis, Autumn Wheatley, and Lauren Keller. They'll be on defense here with 1:53 to go. And Aaliyah Ricketts will cross the timeline for Widefield. On the outside right, here is Fairley. Fairley guarded closely by Griffith. Down low for Erica Warner. She puts up a shot and misses off the back of the rim, and it's into the hands of Maddie Griffith. Griffith with her second rebound on the outlet to Shaver. Left-handed dribble across the timeline. Jump pass for Keller. And, it's off of Keller's hands, but she was fouled. Oh, my gosh, they knocked into her, and they're going the other way. Even Keller thought it was off the defensive player, but that turnover goes to Fort Morgan. That's not a good call. The Mustangs can ill afford to get calls like that, down 39-15. Minute and a half to go. Ricketts into the lane, back out to Johnson. Right side to Fairley. Right wing three is off the back of the rim. The long rebound is chased down by Griffith, but her foot was on the line. So no official rebound. She did not know where she was on the court. Yep, I can see it right here. Have the perfect angle, and she had half the tennis shoe or the sneaker on the end line. Ricketts to throw it in. Right side to Fairley. Fairley with 1:19 to go in the opening half. 39 for Widefield, only 15 for Fort Morgan. Swings it left side for Johnson. At the top now, here's Warner. Mustang defender falls down. Getting back up is Wheatley. Fairley's pass is intercepted by Keller. Intended for Ricketts. Away with the basketball here. Keller's pass to Shaver. Down low for Wheatley. Lost it, got it back, and she's fouled by Warner. Should be the 16th foul. Erica Warner commits her first. Allie Christensen into the game for Maddie Griffith. And to throw it in will be Hallie Shaver. Hallie looking, and that ball is knocked away by Ricketts, intended for Lewis. They're trying to force it into Haley. She is the offense tonight with 10 of the 15 points. Again, Shaver lobs it towards the top to Christensen. Dribbles to her right. Puts up a 15-footer, and it's off the rim, no good. And the ball is volleyballed around. It's loose on the floor. We're going to have a whistle and a foul. That might stay right there. Let's see. Or is it going to the other end? I think the Mustangs push from behind. That'll be the 10-team foul. Lauren Keller commits her second on the push. And they'll go to the other end. 2 free throws to be attempted here by Shanesti Johnson. Her third and fourth of the quarter. Buildings by Design has the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building, starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. The free throw is good. Widefield 40, Fort Morgan 15. 52 seconds to go. Opening half. Second free throw, yes. And the lead is now 26 for Widefield. Hallie Shaver, front court pass to Christensen. On the outside left now to Lauren Keller. Dribbles towards the left baseline. And then we've got a whistle and a foul. 17th foul against Widefield. Keller with a 1-and-1. That might have been Johnson on a drive to the basket for Widefield. Yep, that's her first. And to the line is Lauren Keller. Lily Krause checks back in. Free throw by Keller is up and off the back of the rim, and the ball is volleyballed into the hands of Makita Cato of Widefield. They might take the final shot here in the opening half. We are down to 31 seconds to go. Ricketts gets a pick on the outside left of the basketballs. Krause back out to Cato. Swings it right side for Ricketts. Lobs it right baseline, and Bauer is fouled. Bauer, in one motion, caught the ball and went up with a shot, but it's the 11th-team foul anyway. And Faith Bauer to shoot 2. Fort Morgan foul was committed by Haley Lewis, her first. And the free throw by Bauer barely got to the rim. Second free throw upcoming. Here for Faith Bauer. Bauer bends, shoots, and misses, back rimmed. And nice wrestling of the ball away from everybody by Lauren Keller. Keller away with the basketball, now to Shaver. 16 seconds to go, still in the backcourt. Her pass towards Keller was batted away, chased down by the Mustangs, and Wheatley was tied up by Krause. Possession arrow goes over to Widefield. Fort Morgan has taken better care of the basketball in the second quarter, but they still have unofficially 17 turnovers in the game. 11 seconds to go. Aaliyah Ricketts looks up at the clock, crossing midcourt with 8. Swings it right side to Fairley now with 6, with 5. Dribbles to her left at the free throw line with 2, with 1. Ricketts puts up a wild 3, and it's blocked by Keller. Did they call a foul? They called a foul on Keller. Oh, I thought she got all ball. Instead, Keller commits her third foul, and now Ricketts will attempt 3 free throws. Wow. Yeah, Andy Schoen is not happy about that. He is staring over at one of the officials. I didn't think that was a foul at all. And now the first of free throws. I can say that only, not even once. The first of 3 free throws is made. Aaliyah Ricketts now has 11 points in the game. The leading scorer this season misses the second. And now free throw number 3 is upcoming to end the opening half. And that one is up, and that one is in. And there we are at halftime. With the score, Widefield 42, Fort Morgan 15. Let's take a 3-minute break. We're back in 3 minutes on B106 and B106.com. You are listening to Fort Morgan Mustang Sports on Morgan County's B106. This is KPRB Brush, Fort Morgan.
Fort Morgan.
Back at Widefield High School in Colorado Springs. As we begin the second half. And the lead for Widefield is 43-15. All right, so Widefield with a big lead here. We'll set the Mustang lineup going into the second half. It'll be Allie Christensen, Allie Shaver, Kelsey Shaver, Maddie Griffith, and Haley Lewis. Mustang basketball to begin the third. The inbounds pass is taken over there by Griffith. On the right side, down low, wide open is Kelsey Shaver. She puts it up and in, right underneath the basket. The Mustangs score to begin the third. Widefield 43, Fort Morgan 17. Across the timeline on the outside left, the lob down low is poked away, and Haley Lewis has got it off the turnover by Widefield. Their 8th turnover. Kelsey Shaver on the outside right with the basketball. Lobs it down low for Kelsey, and then Kelsey is fouled. That was Holly to Kelsey. She was fouled as she put up the shot, and the Mustangs have come out strong here in the third quarter. This is something they needed to open the game. And that foul was committed by Erica Warner, her third. It's Warner, Ricketts, King, Johnson, and Fairley for Widefield. Free throw, yes. Made over there by Kelsey Shaver. Second free throw is upcoming. For Shaver, and that one is up, and that one is in, out, and in. Kelsey nails both free throws. She's got all the points here in this quarter. 43-19 Widefield, 7:20 to go in the third. Johnson along the left baseline against Griffith. Looking, still looking. And we got a foul, I believe, on Griffith. Yep, bodied her up. Griffith commits her third. And to throw it in will be Aaliyah Ricketts. In the left corner, dribbling left baseline over there is Fairley. She's double teamed and looked like she was fouled there. Yeah, fouled by Hallie Shaver. The Mustangs being very aggressive. Hallie commits her second. The only thing is that the Mustangs are going to build up some team fouls here if they get too aggressive. And let's see, to throw it in, it'll be Shanesti Johnson. Johnson lobbing cross court with a basketball, stepping in 15-footers off to the left. And the rebound into the hands of Hallie Shaver. That's her fifth. With a long baseball pass intercepted by Johnson. 2-on-1, bounce pass down low. Ricketts banks and misses. And then we get a tie for the rebound. And it's a tie-up between the two 12s, Warner of Widefield and Griffith for Fort Morgan. Possession, Arrow stays with Widefield. We are at the top of the hour, just shy of it. This is KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan, Morgan County's B106. Here's the lob left baseline. McKenzie, three-pointers missed over there in the corner by Ricketts, and now we get a foul. And that foul was committed by Ricketts of Widefield. That'll be her second. Lots of contact here on both sides. And to throw it in will be Allie Christensen over to Hallie Shaver. Still in the backcourt, crossing the timeline is Christensen. High left to Griffith. Griffith with a basketball, bounces it over to Hallie Shaver, lobs it down low for Lewis. Dribbles, banks, and around it, no good. And the rebound put back, and it's partially blocked. It was taken by Hallie Shaver, and then Griffith tries to save it in, but does to Makita Cato. Widefield with possession, up 43-19, 6:25 to go, third quarter. Ricketts gets a pick, swings it right side to Fairley. Fairley with a left-handed dribble behind her back, gets a pick from Ricketts, dribbles right baseline, little 10-foot runner around and no good. And the rebound put back at a foul as Mackenzie King was fouled. And she was fouled over there, I believe, by Kelsey Shaver. That'll be her fourth. So to the line is Mackenzie King. With 6:15 to go in the third, Mustangs down 24. Free throw is off to the left. Second free throw is upcoming. Here for Mackenzie King. That one is up, and that one's good. Free throw is made by King. Mustangs come the other way, 44-19. On the right side, Christensen towards the corner. Into the game is Whitney Frasco. Back out to Christensen. At the top now for Hallie Shaver. Three in the corner. Griffith is off the back of the rim. And it's rebounded by Sharice Fairley. Widefield the other way. Long pass is tipped away. And it's intercepted by Maddie Griffith. Griffith in the backcourt forcing a 9 turnover for Widefield. Left baseline, Lewis fakes, dribbles, shoots, short. Lewis goes for the rebound. And do we have a foul or a tie-up? A tie-up. Fort Morgan retains possession. Lewis was tied up by Fairley. So to throw it in will be Hallie Shaver. I tell you, the Mustang fans are not happy about all the contact here made by these Widefield players, and the call's not being made. Lewis gets the inbound pass, lobs it down low, but nobody was there. And it's taken away by Widefield. Fairley intercepted the pass. Ricketts near the top of the basketball. Ricketts against Shaver, swings it left side to Johnson. Johnson gets a pick, dribbles, free throw line, jump pass is poked away by Lewis, and Frasco has it. Now it's taken away by Lewis. Lewis at the free throw line in the lane, back out to Shaver, left baseline. Griffith shoots, and she misses an air ball, and the ball is out of bounds, but it is off of Aaliyah Ricketts. But this Mustang defense forcing turnovers right now, so they're playing a lot better here in the third. Shaver to throw it in. Shaver lobs it left baseline for Frasco, dribbling out of traffic. Bounce pass down low. Here is Shaver. She puts it up and in. Hallie Shaver with a left-handed shot from 5 feet away scores. She's got 4 in the game. The Mustangs are down 44-21. 4:55 to go third quarter. I mean, they were down much bigger at halftime. There's a foul on the floor. Yeah, Ricketts drove to the basket, and Hallie tried to cut her off and got her on the wrist. That's her third foul. The Mustangs have a few players in foul trouble. Kelsey Callis into the game for Haley Lewis. Looking, still looking. In the right corner with the basketball is Fairley. Back out to Cater, now to Fairley. Straight away, 3, yes. Sharice Fairley now has 14. And the Widefield lead is back up to 26. It was a 28 at the break. 4:36 to go, third quarter. Griffith across the timeline. Baseball pass is into the second row, intended for Autumn Wheatley. Mustangs commit their 20th turnover. And here comes Widefield the other way on the outside right. Fairley throws a pass intended for Lily Krause out of bounds, and now Widefield getting a little bit careless there, 11 turnover. And the pass is into Hallie Shaver, swings it front court for Wheatley. Then that pass is poked away, loose on the floor, and it's still loose, and there's a tie-up. Possession arrow is pointing towards Fort Morgan. It's going to the floor was Whitney Frasco, or check that, towards Widefield, I should say. My mistake. Gladiators come the other way. Up 47-21, 4:07 to go, third quarter. In the right corner, Fairley lobs it down low, intended for King, and King committed the foul. Maddie Griffith had the lane. She intercepted the ball, then King got her with a body. Mackenzie King now has, should be 4 fouls on her. Yep. End of the game is Faith Bauer. 47 for Widefield, 21 for Fort Morgan. We have an even 4 minutes to go in this third period from Colorado Springs in the second round 4A state tournament game. Shaver into the front court to Wheatley at the top now for Frasco. Back out on the bounce to Hallie Shaver. Left-handed dribble, now crosses over on the high left to Wheatley. Lob down low for Callis. Has the shot blocked out of bounds by Bauer. Needed a head fake right there. Maddie Griffith to trigger it in for Fort Morgan. Griffith looking, still looking. Lobs it on the left baseline to Callis. Back out towards Griffith. The ball is poked away. Intercepted by Ricketts. Ricketts all the way lays it up, and she missed it. And a foul from behind as Autumn Wheatley got the rebound, and Lily Krause got her right around the wrist. So Fort Morgan commits the turnover, but it didn't hurt them there. Hallie Shaver in the backcourt to Griffith, back to Shaver. They break it into the front court. Jump pass over to Wheatley. On the outside left, Shaver. Then she threw a pass for Wheatley towards the corner, but Wheatley was cutting the other way. Turnover Fort Morgan, and that is their 23rd unofficially. Substitutions for the Mustangs. Now they've got Lewis, Keller, and Christensen back into the game, along with Kelsey and Hallie Shaver. Ricketts lobs it right side for Sharice Fairley. Gets a pick inside for Fairley. Ball tipped away. Intercepted by Kelsey Shaver. Fort Morgan has forced 6 turnovers in the quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds in the backcourt by Ricketts. Mustangs retain possession. And Widefield calls a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Colorado Plains Medical Center has experienced physicians and a highly trained surgical team in the latest surgical procedures. Explain what procedures are possible in your hometown. That is Colorado Plains Medical Center. With the Mustangs holding a 26-point deficit, or trailing, I should say, by 26. They were down by 28 at halftime. The difference was the first quarter. They were outscored 24-8 and committed 11 turnovers. And only 3:08 to go in the third quarter. There's only 11 minutes and 8 seconds of basketball left for the Mustangs here in 2018. It'll be Ricketts, Fairley, Johnson, Bauer, and Makita Cato for the Gladiators of Widefield. For the Mustangs of Fort Morgan, Christensen, along with Kelsey Shaver, Hallie Shaver, Lauren Keller, and Haley Lewis. Mustang basketball along the side in the back court. Inbounds pass is taken by Hallie Shaver. Pressured at midcourt, picks up her dribble, lobs to Keller. Keller with the basketball. Into the lane to Shaver, back out. Here's Allie Christensen right of the lane. Over to Lauren Keller. Lauren to Hallie, left side. Penetrates, left of the lane, pulls up from 12. Throw up an air ball. Lewis does chase it down. Dribbles, shoots, and scores. Haley Lewis, about a 7-footer on the right baseline. She's got 14. The Mustangs trail 47-23. 2.5 to go in the third. Ricketts crossover dribble. Nearly stripped over there. Lost the ball. It's picked up by Johnson. She passes on the bounce to Cato. And she banks it in. Cato scores. 49-23. Into the front court with the basketball. Right baseline. The shot by Kelsey Shavers, an air ball. Picked up by Lewis. She misses, but she's fouled. Haley Lewis is determined to grab every loose ball. And she'll go to the stripe to shoot 2. That foul was committed by Faith Bauer. That's her first. And Haley Lewis to the line. First free throw is good. She's got 15. Second free throw is in. Haley Lewis now is 16. 49-25. Crossing midcourt, jump pass. Left side is taken over there by Johnson. 10-footer is around and no good. And the ball is rebounded by Lauren Keller. Keller with his second rebound. There's the outlet to Hallie Shaver. Lobs it right corner for Christensen. Down low, Lewis turns, shoots, and misses. And the ball is loose. And it's still loose on the floor. Still loose. And Kelsey Shaver had it for Fort Morgan. Yep, she had it, and then a timeout was called by the Mustangs. Nice job. The Mustangs are diving for all these basketballs now, even though they're down by 24. Timeout brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Big gala going on tonight at Ehrlich Toyota East for the Morgan Community College Foundation. Minute 46 to go, third quarter. Widefield 49, Fort Morgan 25. And right now, the Mustangs have got to figure out a way to get it done against this team from Colorado Springs. At least get back as closely as they can. I mean, if they get into single digits, that's going to be a heck of an accomplishment right now. 49-25 in favor of Widefield. A minute 46 to go. Long time out here. That was called by the Mustangs. It will be Fort Morgan basketball. They called a timeout when Kelsey Shaver was on the floor. Did we have another timeout? Looked like 2 timeouts were called. Yeah, it should be Mustang basketball. And to throw it in will be Allie Christensen. On the offensive end. In the left corner for Lewis. Back out to Keller. Swings it right side for Hallie. Lobs it on the outside left to Christensen. Dribbles, shoots, and misses from 15. And the ball is loose in the right wing. And Keller, she tried to save it in, but it went off of Sharice Fairley. Nice job of Lauren Keller trying to chase it down. I thought it was off of her. But they're going to say Fort Morgan basketball. Nice job. That's why you never give up on a basketball. Hallie throws it into Allie Christensen. Hands it off to Hallie Shaver. Jump pass to Christensen. Right wing 3 is off the left side of the rim. Mustangs missing from long range. And Shanesti Johnson grabs the rebound. Johnson long pass to Bauer, and she's fouled hard by Haley Lewis as she went up for the shot. That's a hard foul by the senior. But it's a clean foul. Faith Bauer to the line. And she will shoot 2. Free throw coming up for Faith Bauer is up and no good, off to the left. Second free throw upcoming for Faith Bauer. That is up and that is off the back of the rim, and the ball is loose. It's out of bounds. It's off of Bauer. And to throw it in will be Allie Christensen. In the backcourt, Here is Hallie Shaver over to Keller. Got across the timeline. Still in the backcourt. Now does with a right-handed dribble. Lobs at free throw line for Frasco. Back out towards Keller. Tipped away. And it's intercepted by Fairley. Fairley left of the lane. 10-foot pull-up is short. And the ball is rebounded by Makita Cato. She'll have to swing it back out. The Fairley three is off the back of the rim. Nice rebound by Hallie Shaver. Hallie Shaver grabs her 6th rebound. And now we got a whistle and a foul in the backcourt. I mean, Widefield is getting very physical. This will be the 17th foul. I don't know why Widefield is doing that. They're up by 24. They're already in the penalty. That foul was made by Sharice Fairley, her first. Unless this game is played cleanly in the 4th quarter, we're going to have lots of free throws. Widefield has committed 7 fouls. Fort Morgan was 6 with less than a minute to go in the 3rd. Lauren Keller with a free throw. Good. Keller scores for the first time in the game. Second free throw upcoming. That one is up and in. 49-27. In the backcourt, Johnson with the basketball. Lobs it to Fairley. Left baseline. Here's Cato. Dribbles. And then she's fouled by Lewis. 17th foul. I don't know if she was going up for a shot. Yeah, no. It's going to be the 1-and-1. Yeah, Haley's playing a lot of defense now with her hands, and she's being taken out of the game in favor of Kelsey Callis. And the Mustangs are to within 22. They were down by 28 at halftime. Free throw is off the back of the rim. Nice rebound there by Kelsey Callis of Fort Morgan, as it was missed by Cato. 32 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Lob to Christensen, down low for Callis, puts it up and around and good! That's a nice catch and shoot there for Callis. Little 2-footer. Mustangs to within 20. 49-29. 18 seconds to go in the 3rd. Fairley into the lane, bounce pass for Cato, dribbles, banks, scores. Makita Cato banked it in. Shaver at midcourt with 7, lobs it right wing to Frasco with 5. Now Christensen with 3, Shaver with 2. Jump pass, Keller, 3 is going to be an air ball. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Widefield 51, Fort Morgan 29. It's a 1-minute break. Back in 1 minute on B106 and B106.com.
Fort Morgan Mustang Athletics on B106.
All right, let's head to the 4th quarter. 51-29 Widefield. It will be Widefield basketball. Shanesti Johnson back out to Erica Warner. Fairley in the right corner. Lob down low for Mackenzie King. Intercepted by Kelsey Callis. And then she fell down. She's called for traveling. But Fort Morgan actually outscored Widefield in that quarter, 14-8. Fairley down low for Johnson. She banks, misses, and she's fouled from behind by Whitney Frasco. Let's hit the Mustang lineup here in the 4th quarter. It's Frasco, Christensen, Griffith, Callis, and Hallie Shaver. Shanesti Johnson, Erica Warner, Mackenzie King, Sharice Fairley, and Aaliyah Ricketts for Widefield, and the free throw by Johnson is good. Her first point since the 2nd quarter. Johnson with 8. Widefield leads by 23. Second free throw, yes. 53-29. And here comes Hallie Shaver for the Mustangs. Front court to Christensen. They've utilized that 2-3 press the whole game. It's worked. Here is Callis back out to Shaver. Shot is around and no good. Miss from 15. Hallie's missed. The rebound there to Sharice Fairley. And then the ball is out of bounds in the left corner, intended for Ricketts. It's off of Kelsey Callis, and retaining possession is going to be Widefield. Ricketts to throw it in. Ricketts lobbing right corner. Johnson steps in. 16-footer is no good. The rebound to King, and had the shot blocked by Callis, but it's taken away by Johnson. And they reset the 3. Fairly good. Fairley hits another one. She's got 17 points in the game. And it's now 56-29. In the backcourt is Shaver spinning across the timeline. 7 minutes to go. Christensen, left corner three. Good for Allie Christensen. That's her first field goal. Fort Morgan down 56-32. They played well in the second half, but they have met a big match here and a big challenge in Widefield. A foul by Christensen. Check that. They're going to say Griffith instead. That's Maddie's fourth. 1-1 is the Mustangs. 19th foul. Haley Lewis and Kelsey Shaver in for Whitney Frasco and Kelsey Callis. Shanesti Johnson to the line for the 1-1. And the free throw is good. Second free throw upcoming, and that is up off the back of the rim. And the ball is loose. It's taken by Johnson. And now the three by Fairley's off the rim, and we get a foul. We get a foul down low, and that is against Widefield. That'll be the team's eighth. 1-1. Foul committed by Mackenzie King. She's fouled out. She is fouled out with 5 points. Haley Lewis with a 1-1. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports. When you need ice, don't settle for any old frozen water. AC Ice. And the free throw is coming up for Haley Lewis. She's been very good tonight for the line. And that one is up, and that's in. Haley Lewis averaged almost 20 points a game this year, and she's got 17 now for the Mustangs. They're down 57-33 with 6:40 to go. Second free throw is around and no good. And the rebound is controlled by Johnson, her fourth rebound. Ricketts into the front court, swings it right corner for Fairley, guarded by Griffith. Left-handed dribble towards the top of the three-point circle. Chest pass left side for Ricketts. Ricketts gets a pick from Fairley, now retreats towards midcourt. They're going to take some time off the clock. On the left side for Johnson. 6:19 to go in the game. Widefield 57, Fort Morgan 33. Lob inside for Johnson, knocked out of bounds by Kelsey Shaver, and Widefield retains possession. Fairley to trigger it in. Looking, still looking. Lobs it on the right wing to Fairley. Now to Ricketts, three right corner. Missed it badly, but the shot is up and in off the rebound. Erica Warner was there by herself and scored. Mustangs didn't block out there, 59-33. 6 minutes to go in Fort Morgan season from Colorado Springs. Griffith bounce pass to Shaver at the free throw line. Here is Hallie, left corner. Christensen three, and she missed it front rim. And the rebound into the hands of Erica Warner. There's the outlet to Aaliyah Ricketts with Fort Morgan. They have stayed toe-to-toe with this team in the second half. In fact, they're outscoring Widefield by 2, but they were down by 28 at the break. Ricketts just across the timeline with the basketball. They are slowing this thing down with 5.5 to go from Colorado Springs. Widefield 59, Fort Morgan 33. Right side, Fairley holds the ball up high. Down low, Johnson banks and scores. The card Johnson to the basket. And we've got a whistle. And a timeout. Let's see, the official called a time. Yeah. Johnson is hurt. I didn't see her on the floor here. Yeah, that doesn't look good right now. She gets up, and she's going to be assisted off the court. And I'm guessing that unless she heals quickly, she will not be able to play on Tuesday in the Sweet 16 game for Widefield. With 5:19 to go, Fort Morgan basketball. Allie Christensen to throw it in. In to Hallie Shaver. Now they're utilizing like a 1-2-2 press. I'm not sure why. They can just back off. They're up big. And that pass by Shaver is intercepted by Fairley. And then she lost control of the basketball out of bounds. So Fort Morgan has committed 26 turnovers, 17 of those in the opening half. Widefield unofficially with 15. 7 in the first half, 8 in the second. Christensen with 5 minutes to go in the backcourt to Hallie Shaver. Top of the three-point circle, here's Kelsey. Bounce pass to Hallie, left-handed dribble, left corner. Christensen won't take that three. Kelsey takes a dribble, picks up the dribble, overhead pass, right wing. Griffith, three, is well off to the left. Rebound, Christensen, banks and scores. Right off the glass for Allie Christensen. She's got 5 in the quarter, 6 in the game. Widefield 61, Fort Morgan 35. On the outside right, Fairley lobs it at the top for Ricketts. Ricketts picked up by Hallie Shaver with 4:27 to go from Colorado Springs. Jump pass down low for Krause. She banks it in. Man, lots of shots inside for Widefield. They capitalized again. An easy three-footer, 63-35. Jump pass is intercepted. Intended for Keller. All the way is Fairley. Left-handed layup up and in. Fairley's now got 19 in the game as Fort Morgan commits their 27 turnover unofficially. 65-35, under 4 minutes to go. The runner by Griffith is off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound and put back is up and in by Kelsey Shaver. Little 5-footer. Timeout brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Mustangs take the timeout. And Kelsey Shaver, with that bucket, now has 8 in the game. 65-37. As Fort Morgan is down big right now, but they're even with Widefield in the second half. Dead even at this point. 3:52 to go in the game. All right, let's see the Mustangs make some substitutions. Because you know for Fort Morgan, this is the season for them. Then again, you want to play your seniors as much as possible because this is the last time they'll wear a Mustang uniform. They've got Lewis, a senior, along with Autumn Wheatley, Kelsey and Hallie Shaver, and of course, Haley Lewis. I might have said Lewis, Keller, the sophomore. Aaliyah Ricketts across midcourt, 65-37, 3:37 to go in the game. Ball poked out of bounds by Hallie Shaver into the Widefield bench. Ricketts to throw it in three-quarters court. Lobs it right corner for Fairley. Backs up, long three is banked in. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You didn't mean to do that, not off the glass. 8 in the quarter, 11 in the half, 22 in the game. Fort Morgan is down by 31. Here's the lob to Lewis inside. Her floater's up and she missed it. And the ball is loose and we got a foul, I believe, by Fort Morgan in the backcourt. Rebound was controlled by Nikita Cato. And Haley Lewis is being taken out of the game. She is fouled out, actually. Yeah, I had her with 4, so I missed a foul there. And that concludes the brilliant career of Haley Lewis. You got a partial standing ovation there by the Fort Morgan crowd, well deserved. She was the principal figure on the court that led to this Mustang turnaround. 17 points in her final game as a Fort Morgan Mustang. Free throw here by Cato is good. Double bonus. Cato now has 6 in the game. Second free throws around and good. 70-37. Nomara Lungo is in there for Fort Morgan. Hallie's left-handed shot off the back of the rim from 10. No good. And Nomara Lungo gets the rebound, but then she travels. Mustangs doing a better job on the boards here in the second half. But again, committing not as many turnovers as it did in the first half, but it's been an issue. 2:53 to go, 70-37. Here is Ferreira over to Ricketts. Ricketts still in the game. Well, it would go to a running clock if they score here, and her runner's up and in the lane from 8 feet away. This will be a running clock. It's now a 35-point lead, 72-37, unless a foul is committed. And it gets the team to the line. Left baseline, Autumn Wheatley with the basketball. Back out to Hallie Shaver. Dribbles into the lane all the way, off the glass. No good. Ball is volleyballed around. It's still loose. It's into the hands of Ricketts. Ricketts all the way. She drives, she shoots, and she misses, but she's fouled by Lauren Keller. So the clock does stop even with a 35-point lead. Ricketts has 14 of the game, and Keller has committed her third. And to the line, here is Aaliyah Ricketts. Free throw is good. It's going to be tough to knock this team off. Mustangs with more substitutions. They're cleaning out the bench here. Destiny Pelton is into the game. Allie Bauman also in for Fort Morgan. And that free throw by Ricketts is good. She's going to be taken out of the game. Ricketts finishing with 16 points. With 2:19 to go and the clock is running, 74-37. Wheatley crossing the timeline. Bounce pass to Bauman. Allie Bauman jump pass towards Wheatley, left of the lane all the way, and she's fouled. Going up for the shot, and Makita Cato got her with a body. Yeah, I don't know why have a running clock if you're going to stop it for fouls. It's almost like it's really not a running clock. Really doesn't make any sense to me, but Wheatley has a chance to score, but misses the free throw. Off to the right. Second free throw's upcoming. Erica Warner into the game for Faith Bauer. 74-37. Free throw is around and no good. And the rebound to Lily Krause. Let's see if Widefield takes the air out of the basketball. Ferreira on the outside right against Bauman. Maintains the dribble. Swings it back out to Fairley. Jump pass. Ferreira, right corner three. And it's an air ball. And the ball is out of bounds. It's off of Fort Morgan. Now the running clock is in effect when the ball goes out of bounds, but not when there's a foul, because you send a team to the free throw line. To throw it in will be Fairley looking inside. Left corner, Ferreira, three. Good. Wow. This team can shoot, man. I'm telling you. They probably made about 7 or 8 threes. They're up by 40. 77-37. Minute 23 to go. And that's a foul on Ferreira. I don't know why Widefield's doing that. That's just ridiculous. I mean, near midcourt, you're committing a foul when you're up by 40 with a minute 24 to go. I mean, let the Mustangs, don't let them score, but back off a bit. That pressure defense is a little bit too much when you have that big of a lead. And the free throw by Keller is short. Mustangs have struggled in this quarter from the line. They're only 1 out of 5. Second free throw upcoming for Lauren Keller. That is up, and that's good. Keller's got 3 points, all from the stripe. 77-38 Widefield. A minute 19 to go from Colorado Springs. Fairley gets a pick on the outside right. Crossover dribble towards the top. Back out. Here's Lily Krause at the free throw line. Right corner for Ferreira. Bounce pass down low. Warner turns, shoots, and scores on the right baseline for Warner. This team is a machine. 79-38 Widefield. A minute to go. And they're still pressuring. And a Mustang is down in the front court. And we have a Mustang injury. Nomara Lungo is down for Fort Morgan, the sophomore, being attended to by head coach Andy Schoen. 58.5 seconds to go. 79-38 in favor of Widefield. I'm not sure if she just took a bad step. Yeah, that could have been just a bad step she took. I think it was a non-contact injury. Yeah, now additional assistance out there. She might have a similar injury to Shanesti Johnson of Widefield with the back of her left knee. Oh, yeah. She's being carried off the court. Same leg. Oh, that's too bad. Nomara Lungu has only played a minute in this game, and she leaves injured. That is too bad. Wow. That hurts to see that at this level, at any level. So here we go for the Mustangs. Lauren Keller to throw it in. Over to Allie Bauman, dribbling right baseline. Bauman then lost control of the basketball out of bounds. Mustangs might have one more possession left, and that would be about it. Here comes Sharice Fairley, second leading scorer on this team, averaging over 12 a game, and tonight she has scored 22. Kraus, left baseline back out to Warner, now to Fairley. 27 seconds to go. Fairley with a right-handed dribble. Up by 41 points, 79 to 38. They've had a huge fourth quarter in which they've scored 28 points. 10 seconds to go. Mustangs playing some tight defense but won't commit a foul. At least they shouldn't. Right baseline down low, and then the shot is missed, but the foul's committed by Pelton as Kraus tried to put it up, or Cato did. That's a good foul. Honestly, what is Widefield doing there? What are they doing? Attempting a layup there with 4.2 seconds to go, up by 41. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Free throw is missed off to the left. That's a good foul by Pelton. You're not going to allow that stuff right down the stretch. Second free throw by Cato, and that's good. And the Mustangs will dribble out the clock, and Widefield has won the second round state tournament game over Fort Morgan. Final score tonight: Widefield 80, Fort Morgan 38. One more 3-minute break. We're back in 3 minutes, and we'll recap it after this on B106 and B106.com.
Fort Morgan Mustang Athletics on B106.
All right, the Mustangs lose tonight in the second round of the 4A state tournament, 80 to 38. Mustang post-game show brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine, believe, and achieve your goals. That is Morgan Community College. Widefield led 24-8 after one and 43-15 at the break. And then Fort Morgan outscored Widefield 14-8 in the third quarter, but Widefield with a huge fourth quarter, 29-9, as they moved to the Sweet 16 and improved to 19-5. All right, tonight for the Mustangs, they were led by Haley Lewis. Who else? She had 17 points in the game, 8 for Kelsey Shaver. Allie Christensen with 6, 4 for Hallie Shaver. Lauren Keller with 3, and Kelsey Callis had 2 points in the game. For Widefield, they got 22 from Sharice Fairley, 16 from Aaliyah Ricketts, 12 points from Shanesti Johnson. Next up, 8 points from Makita Cato, and 8 from Erica Warner, 6 points from Kulani Ferreira. Mackenzie King had 5, and 2 for Lily Kraus. Rebounding, 22 for Widefield. They had several players with exactly 4 rebounds. The Mustangs had 20, 6 of those from Hallie Shaver. Turnovers were an issue for Fort Morgan. They committed 11 in the opening quarter, 29 in the game, and only 15 for Widefield. The Gladiators from the free throw line tonight were 16 of 26, and the Mustangs were 12 of 19. So Fort Morgan made fewer free throws, but they did shoot a higher percentage from the free throw line. So the Mustangs conclude their season with a record of 18 wins and 7 losses as their 12-game winning streak came to an end tonight And again, Widefield established things from the get-go as they won the game by a score of 80-38. A reminder that coming up tomorrow night, the Fort Morgan boys are in action in the second round of the state tournament, as Fort Morgan will be on the road against Falcon, and Brian Nickel will have the call of that game, 7 o'clock on B106, as well as B106.com. They are still celebrating here in Colorado Springs. That Widefield band is nonstop. They are nonstop after they defeated the Fort Morgan Mustangs tonight by 42 points, 80-38. All right, let's get to the Mustang player of the game. And the Mustang player of the game brought to you by Transwest Chevrolet Buick, serving Northeast Colorado. There in Fort Morgan and Sterling. A great selection of new and used vehicles. Stop by and take a test drive right there at Transwest Chevrolet Buick. Well, I think it's pretty obvious it's the final game, and you always focus on the seniors in the final game. So the Transwest Chevrolet Buick players of the game, it's got to be led, of course, by Haley Lewis. She scored 17 points tonight, but also congratulations to the other seniors, Hallie Shaver and Kelsey Shaver. Lots of youth coming back from this Fort Morgan team, and congratulations to the Mustangs on an outstanding 2017-2018 season with 18 wins. This has got to be the most wins they've had in at least 15 or 20 years. So Fort Morgan goes down to defeat tonight in Colorado Springs to Widefield. Outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer, Isaac Greenwood. I'm John Beltran with a final score tonight from Colorado Springs in the second round of the 4A state tournament. Widefield 80, Fort Morgan 38, right here on B106 and B106.com.